Terry is eminently fair and supremely honest, always.
Well, I would drop the word maybe honest. He was honest. That's part of the attraction, is he is totally above board. And again, the pluses and the minuses of a transaction is part of the way Terry operates in advising and working with a client like myself.
Part of what I really liked about Terry from the very start was he seemed very honest and reputable. And as when we first met together, he kind of boiled down the whole apartment market. As a result of that first meeting, I could tell, and I knew that from his class, he seemed like a guy with a lot of integrity. And so what we did after that first meeting is we went out to look at a bunch of properties, and he could show me exactly pros and cons, cash flows, pitfalls, maintenance issues on virtually every property that we looked at. And many he knew about because he'd been in the business a long time, some of which he'd already bought and or sold with other people. So I found him to be a person with very high morals and high integrity in an industry that's not always known for that.
Initially, when I met him, I found him to be very honest, and he always presented all the facts to me, which I like, and then gave us a lot of freedom to choose which properties we were interested in, what our own evaluation of the property was, and then we could communicate back and forth about if I had any concerns or any issues regarding an escrow. I just found he always returned my telephone calls. He was very honest in any of my dealings with him, and he has a very high standard of ethics.
And I was lucky back in the 1970s, late 60s, to buy apartment houses. And that's where I first met Terry. And he's a really nice guy to deal with. I think I probably don't know anybody that's more honest than he is. And he does a good job finding properties, and I bought several properties from him.
We worked on a deal a few years ago where he was working on a project that was in foreclosure, selling it. And I thought he was very upfront with all the issues, because there was a lot of issues with the building where a lot of times you'll have brokers try to cover things up like everything's rosy when it's really not.
There's a mutual trust, I think, and mutual respect for each other. And so I feel when Terry says something to me, I can trust to that and rely on it. I may question it, we talk about it, but only I feel that he's a trustworthy person. And I feel that some other people aren't always quite straightforward. It's more talk, trying to just make a sale, where it may not be a good opportunity, that particular aspect that we're talking about, and Terry will say that if he doesn't think it is, or he'll agree with you if he doesn't think it is. So in the trust element, that's very high. If you're going to be spending your money and maybe losing your money, or maybe making some more money, I feel I can trust Terry better than other gentlemen and women that I have dealt with.